Alright everyone, so this might be a quick little video of a will it start on this engine I got from the auction. It is a 4HE1 Isuzu. It's a little 4-cylinder. They use these from 99 through 04, I believe. Fully mechanical as you're on and off your throttle. And it came from auction. Is listed as Isuzu diesel engine, and that's all I know. I did have to buy a starter from eBay because it was missing the starter. It has some kind of manual transmission. I don't know if that's a 5 or a 6 speed. And it's got new belts. Someone took the time to keep dirt and stuff out of it. That was covered too until just a little bit ago. So the compressor was new. So I don't know what the story on this thing is. We got it hooked up last night, got it to pop off, and then I guess it's got a bunch of air in it, and it was dark, so we didn't mess with it. So I don't know how it runs or if it runs. There's some signs on here that aren't good, like it's got a new injection line. The oil was low. I don't know if you can see it. I mean, it looks clean, but it was low. And yeah, so I don't know if this thing's a dud, if it runs, why they took it out, because I mean, it's complete. I don't know if it was out of a wreck or something. Like I said, I have no idea. I don't know anything about this. It was just listed as an engine. Didn't say if it ran or anything. I figured I'd take the gamble. And an interesting twist to the story was the guy that loaded it said he consigned it. And he said it was an in-op truck that he bought that he parted out and then took back in pieces to the sale. And I'm not calling the guy a liar, but maybe he got screwed or a chain of people got screwed, but the starter was missing, which, you know, what an odd thing to be missing. So I don't know if he pulled the starter so no one could try it, or is this thing junk and he knew it and pulled the starter, or is it junk, they pulled the starter and took it there. You know, I don't know, but the starter, to buy a new one is at least $1,000 from, you know, somewhere local, 600 to 1,000. So I don't know what the deal is. But we're gonna find out. Like I said, it fired off. Oh, and then the valve cover, it was leaking. That's part of the reason we shut it down too. The valve lash, I guess someone doesn't know their decimals. And I think instead of going like 0.025, they went 0.25, and it had like, I don't know, 1/4 inch of rocker lash on every one of them. Just want to get this nice and hard and pumped up. I'll go get the jumper cables. I was hooking it to the tractor and letting the tractor idle. And we're gonna see what the deal is on here, if I bought a dud or if it runs. Because if it runs, it's worth a lot, but I thought about putting it in the Transit or even the Silverado when the electronics take a shit, because like I said, it's full mechanical. As you'll see here in a minute when we start it, that's your throttle. So let me get everything rigged up. Like I said, it's easy. Positive. It's your trigger. You just cross it with the screwdriver, and then there's our power source. And we'll kind of get a better look at it now that it's daylight. Or, well, for a little bit anyway. Right, Tiny? Tiny. Yeah, she ain't having any of it. She'll run here in a minute. Something else before I forget too is, if you have one of these, this is your cold start advance. It adds like 10 degrees when you energize it to help with cold starting. And I found this from research and some technical papers on this pump. It's a Zexel pump, I think that's how you say it. This is an adjusting lock nut, and it adjusts up and down. So don't even mess with it. You don't even need it to start. If you pull it out, you end up screwing up the pump. And I've seen so many, you know, things online about, oh, well, I pulled it off and, well, now your pump's junk. Unless you have it on a test stand and you can calibrate it. So, you know, just pretend this doesn't exist. Well, I can't bust that off, but you don't need it to start. Like I said, it's full mechanical. And for anyone sharp-eyed, yeah, they don't think these bolts are right. They're SAE. Everything's metric. So I stuck them in. It's tight. It'll work to start it, because this engine, like I said, if I use it, I'll put the right bolts in there, because these are just temporary. And like I said, it's interesting that this was missing, but who knows? It's an auction stuff. You know, I bought it knowing that it could be blown up. So if it is blown up, I'm not mad at anyone. It's just like gambling. It's how it goes. So another hint that's telling me that there might be something wrong with that engine was I tied my ground here and my positive down there, and it started melting the ground wire and started melting my cables, my other set. So I went and got these that are welding cable, and it was still struggling a little bit, but I don't know if it was bad connection or if that engine seized or what, because that starter looks like new. So we're gonna find out in the daytime, you know, do we have problems, or am I just an idiot and I don't know how to plug in jumper cables? I mean, obviously someone's gonna point out my negative is red, my positive is red, but as long as I know which is which, it's all that matters. Okay, so we got it all pumped up. Let's see what we have. See, it doesn't sound real happy. Not at all. Oh, that's not good. So I don't know if you can hear that, but that's some loud rattling. Probably tighten this down. Yeah, see, I lost these last night. How dark it was right in front of me, and I was like, I can't find it. So in case you're wondering, it sounds like it's blown up, so I'm not worried about it not having coolant. See how much blow-by it has. Oh, that's a problem. That's a bigger problem too. Now you guys can't see. Stand by. Alright, we're back. The death man. Well, I guess we can see if it goes to the gears. No idea how this works. But it's working. So yeah, that's a bad sign. So that's oil. You know what? Well, no. Almost wonder if it's one of the accessories. I'm gonna cut the belts off, and we're gonna see if it keeps making it. Got the belts off. Like I said, they're brand new. It'd be stupid to cut them. I will for sure use them on some other project. But it makes me wonder too if those are just kind of like a decoy. Because all these are, I don't hear any noises. So who knows? Like I said, I've seen stuff, I've done stuff. This may be doctored up to look good, to look better than it is, to kind of throw you off. Because at first I thought, oh, it's a fresh in-frame or it's a good engine. And it's got RTV, like right here, you can see. So I figured, well, maybe it's a low mile in-frame, and it might be. It could be from the same place where those Caterpillars came from that were botched. The B model we tore apart that had the dropped valve, and then that C12, I don't think I showed you, but someone put the main caps on backwards and ate up the crankshaft. So, I don't know, we're gonna give it another try and see what it does. See how it does that? It shouldn't crank over like that. And yeah, that's not our problem. It's still smoky. Oh, watch you make it smoke. I'm gonna say with the amount of oil coming out and the noise that we have some major issues. That's cool. So see, I just noticed some. You tell it's got a cylinder down. Start smoking on one because it's sucking from the crankcase. Starting to run away. That's not good. I don't know what it's running away from, but oh shit, that wasn't good. So, nice little smoke show, nice little oil show. That all came out of the intake. Oh, I see what it was doing. It was pumping it through here, through the EGR. Because my stupid ass, when I went like this, it was sucking the oil through the EGR and in the intake, bypassing my hand, and that's why I was trying to run away. Boy, that'll give you a rush. So yeah, I would say this engine is probably junk. And the fact that we got oil down in here tells me it's probably not the turbocharger. So, I guess that's the end of this video. We know we got a dud engine, which it's okay, because I'll sell it as a core. It's got wet liners, and I'll shut this tractor off. So it's got wet liners in it, so you can in-frame them easy. I've seen kits for like 1,000, 1,500. So not the end of the world. I'm all pumped up now. I should have let it run away. But that's interesting too, because I've never seen it. I've never seen an engine suck oil in from the EGR back into the intake and start running away on itself. That's pretty cool, but then again, it's got some major issues if it's doing that. And I bet now it's probably gonna act like it's hydro-locked. And that might have been what was doing it, was oil coming back down in there. But no matter what, it's got something really wrong with it. And yeah, so I don't know what to tell you. I'm not worried because I didn't pay much for this thing. I paid scrap price. So worst case is I can pull this pump off and sell it and get all my money back and make money. Take this to another auction, sell it as a core. And then we got a turbo we can put on something classic that's worth something and try to tear it up. Or, well, turbo it. I call it trying to tear it up. Maybe put it on there. I don't know. So, anyway, guess that was my adrenaline rush for the day. That was pretty fun. I was like, oh shit. Pull the fuel and I see it smoking. I'm like, oh, I know what's happening. But never seen one do it like that. Learn something new every day. So, anyway, yeah, we can't start this for the Echo, and it's electronic, so can't start it. I bought it for the transmission, and they sold it to me as a whole package. So we'll get a transmission teardown, 400,000 mile one, whenever I get to that. But anyway, so that's the tale of the Isuzu. I bought a dud, but we're gonna make lemonade out of it one way or another. So anyway, guys, hope you got a kick out of that. Hope it made your day. And I guess I'm gonna clean up, go scrub my hand off, see how much of a hickey it's got on it. So real quick before it gets dark, I'll give you a visual of what happened, a better explanation. So being it's got, I don't know what's wrong, something's pumping oil into the exhaust, cracked piston, bad rings, who knows. It didn't drop a valve because all the valves are there, so it's in the lower piston part. Anyway, comes out, the oil comes out of here, and the way this manifold is, it's got a place for oil to pull up and kind of stagnate before it goes into the turbine. And the fact I never really revved it up didn't give it a chance to, you know, evacuate out the exhaust. And you have your EGR right here, and it goes up and dumps in the intake. Well, what I was doing was closing that flapper and putting my hand on it and revving it up because I was trying to see if it would make black smoke, you know, being childish. You're not supposed to do that to them, but since it was making all those noises, it's got something way wrong. I was like, well, whatever, let's just see what happens. And what happened was, and I should have known something was up because it should immediately like suck your hand on there and shut off. You shouldn't be able to hold your hand on that intake. But apparently there was enough vacuum to pull the EGR valve open and try to suck exhaust and oil in, and apparently got a big slug of oil in there. And because it's unmetered combustible, that's how these diesels work, it started running away. And it threw me for a curve because I'm like, our turbo is going from atmosphere to atmosphere. It's not going to run away on the exhaust side. So what is it doing? And then, yeah, that's what it is. Kind of an odd setup. It doesn't have a cooler. The only other one I can think off the top of my head that's like this is a 12 valve Cummins, a California spec. They had EGR like this and no cooler, just crude 90s technology, I guess you could say. But that was fun. That was quite the rush. And you can see the mess it made. It was just pouring oil out. Got all over my straps and everything, my ratchet. But that's okay. Quite the experience. You can't make that stuff up or try for that. And no, I'm not blaming the guy that I talked to that said he consigned this engine. I don't even know if he did. Who knows? He seemed like a pretty nice guy, but I don't trust anyone. You know, I just take him. Nice guy, whatever. You got to earn my trust. But, you know, he could have bought it with the starter out, which is what he said. He said he bought it. He didn't know anything about it. Said he bought it in an in-op truck, but who knows? All I know is it was kind of dolled up for a sale, like, you know, the brand new belts, the stuff covered up. You know, who knows? I don't know. Not calling the guy a liar. I'm not even mad about it. I thought when I buy these, I buy them with the understanding that it's more than likely scrap metal and that the oil pan's full of parts. But if they don't have a hole in the block, usually they're worth it for a core and the accessories. Like this, I'll sell as a whole drop-in unit. Someone could throw a in-frame in it. You got a 5-speed, you'd be set to go, especially being mechanical. So yeah, I won't lose money on this. I won't make as much as I wanted. I'll probably make half of what I wanted, but you can't win them all. At least I didn't lose out. Sometimes you lose. This one I'll be okay on. So anyway, I'll let you guys discuss this in the comments. Appreciate you guys taking the time to leave comments and watching the video. So probably post this in between the truck videos. Probably post it tonight, just because I thought it was cool. I want my friends to see it and everyone else. So anyway, so there's that. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.